I said after tonight, things will no longer be the same. Some will repent, some will die. But in the end, Biafra will come. We are not stopping. We are unstoppable. Nobody, they have not given birth to you. You can't stop us. If you say what I'm preaching is not correct, come out. Come make me lie. Come out. After dealing with you, your wife will not cook for you for a year. I will disgrace you publicly that if you go back, your wife will not serve you food for a year. If you claim you went to school, come out. Destroy you. You are 92 years old. You spent 70 years serving Fulani. In your place, there is no running water. 70 years of service to the country. Which country? Or you've not heard that charity begins at home. Traitors. Traitors everywhere. You claim your elders, you want respect. But you saw our future. And you want respect. If you did what you're supposed to, would there be any militancy in the southern part of Biafra land? There have been no militancy now. There have been no need for it. Because you would have done your job. Nobody should call on the It's not time for calls. I don't know where people are calling from. Now you're begging for position. After betraying Biafra, betraying your land, and now you're writing OFRACON. Empty. Rubbish. Vacuous. As old as you are. You left no legacy. The only legacy you left is a legacy of betrayal of your people. You ran to the north. You sold Biafra. They gave you ordinary commission of information. And you think they loved you. You betrayed Jonathan. Edwin Clark, did you not betray Jonathan? How many, the percentage of a job that voted for Jonathan compared to Igbo? Which one is greater? More Igbo people voted for Jonathan by percentage than a job. Sorry, must pronounce it correctly. To tell you who we are, fairness. Fairness. That's who we are. I asked a man, walking on my car, and I asked him, why did you say you vote for Jonathan? He said, because Jonathan is my brother. He doesn't know who Jonathan is. What? I'll never forget. He said, Jonathan is my brother. That's why I vote for him. Do you feel that way towards the Igbo people? Edwin Clark, do you feel that way? Despite all the betrayal, he said, Jonathan is my brother. Do you feel that way? Don't you have guilty conscience? You cannot even ask for forgiveness. All you betrayers during the war. Traitors everywhere. You're writing a letter to a 30-year-old boy. In the night, he will go to sleep with Aisha. In the night, you're writing a letter begging for appointment. You're not ashamed of yourself. You are begging, as you are begging for Niger Delta, so have they stolen all the money and taken it to the north. Look at, I want people to go and Google projects in the north. Air Force Hospital in Daura, Federal Polytechnical Daura, 18 billion University of Transportation inaugurated in Daura, Buhari's hometown Daura to have battalion barracks after Air Force built reference hospital in his village, Daura. Katsina refinery ready in 2021. Edwin Clark, do you see how people behave? Although Buhari is dead, they are doing everything in Daura in his name. What did you do for your people? Elder statesman. Oh, you're insulting an elder. What have you done for your people, Edwin Clark? Let me repeat what they have done since you betrayed Jonathan in 2015. Because you're a serial betrayer. You are a traitor to your people. You are a traitor to your people. And I pray that God will keep you alive to see Biafra because you are an evil man. You are an evil man. You represent a constituency within Izon that is poisonous. A very poisonous, full and controlled constituency. My happiness is that you people are in the minority. You are in the minority. You are. If there is a place beside in Izon now, 99.9% will vote for Biafra. I said 99.9 because they know who you traitors are. Because you appear on TV, because you write for newspapers, people don't know who you people are. but we know you. Let me remind you, the little boy that you're writing to, please help us now. Peter son is no longer there. You removed him. Let me remind you what they did in Daura. People that have brain. Unlike you're an elder, you claim 70. Let me. Okay. They've been there now for less than 6 years. Let me tell you what they have done. You've been serving the zoo for 70 years with nothing. Let me tell you what they have done in 6 years. Listen carefully. Air Force Base, Hospital, Daura. Federal Polytechnical, Daura. 18 billion, University of Daura. Air Force Barracks, Daura. Katsina Refinery, Daura, ready in 2021. Rail line from KANU to Daura, only 6 years old. You are 70 years and you are begging, writing letter. I'm begging you now, we are South. Please give us one position, at least. The person you are begging, I'm reading out for you what they have done in their village. NDE trains 1,000 women in Katsina. Federal government constructs transmission station in Daura. Federal government approves 2 billion for building of Food Mass Medical School in Daura. Do you want more? 70 years of service. You are writing a letter begging for a position in NNPC. And you want me to respect you. Do you see the price of treachery? The same way that I tell you all the time. One day you will pay. You don't know what God was doing with IPOB. You had no clue because you're blind in the spirit. Some of you cannot see. You want us to go and take a keg of palm wine to come to your house begging you as an elder. When we started, something, if you are honest, something should have told you that these people mean well for everybody. But because of treachery and betrayal which runs in your blood, you betrayed IPOB. And people came shooting and killing innocent young men in my house. And all some of you fools can think about is you are insulting your elders because you're older, maybe by 8 or 9 years. That's all. Some said we didn't insult our parents that way because our parents, our grandfathers were not as stupid as people are. They believed in the truth. If you go to outside and bring money home, they will kill you. I still remember. If your mother finds you with money, you are finished. After dealing with you, they will wait for your father to come back. She will report you to your dad. Your dad will even want to bury you alive and ask where you got the money from. Your children are the ones now going and stealing and defrauding people to be rich. And you welcome them. You give them chieftaincy title. And you want God to bless you. You must be insane. And you claim you are an elder. You brought Fulani to come and kill your people. You and Ike Premado, you went. And some idiots, Ike Premado, after, that is how that black people are. After stealing the money meant for road construction, somebody will say, hey, he's our leader, excellency, excellency. Because you're black, you cannot reason very well. That is the truth. That's what I'm here to tell you. You may not like it, but it is, and I'll keep preaching it until it sinks in. I'll keep preaching it. People, oh, Fulani is here. They're in my village. Oh, they killed somebody yesterday in Uguta. I know somebody from Uguta who's an arch-saboteur fighting IPOB, arch-saboteur. And he will never visit Biafra land. He will die. He will be buried abroad. It's an order that I've given. If I'm alive or dead, it's an order that I've given. He cannot be buried in Biafra land. They are fighting IPOB. And as God will have it, in his village, Fulani killed one of them yesterday. Sadly, I wrote about it. And because I complained and the video went viral, the useless Supreme Court governor went there or sent somebody there today. Treachery never pays. Treachery in life never pays. Sabo, there is no change, there's no gain in being a saboteur. Never in life. Look at Edwin Clark. 93 years old. As the traitor he is, he's writing a letter, love letter. Dear President, give us at least one position now. You have taken everything, give us one. I feel sorry for you people. I feel sorry for you people. The zoo is a racist construct and must be deconstructed. The name Nigeria has to go. It means everything bad. And do you imagine how the whites are laughing at you idiotic Nigerians? Nah, I went to Africa and I called them nigger and they're jumping up and down. Now they're answering nigger. You're a disgrace to yourself, to your children, and generations yet to be born. Now, I keep saying it all the time, I speak the truth always. Anything I say here is because I want you to change for the better. Do you actually know that our cultures in the zoo are different, our value systems, how we are? And once Biafra comes, there will be no kings either in Biafra land, or else God will destroy it. Once you call somebody a king in the land of Biafra, God will destroy Biafra land. There will be no kings in Biafra land. There will be traditional rulers, custodians of our culture. That's all. No title of king. Because Chibu as a God is king. There was only one king in the world who is God in heaven. Our cultures are different. In Yoruba land, they have kings. In Bini, they have a king. In Janjaweed territory, they have kings. They have emirs from Fulani, from Futajalo. Even in the zoo called Nigeria in the north, you have the Fulani. The type of names they answer, they are more related to the Arabs than you and I, who are from the south. Now listen carefully to this. I am going to apportion blame tonight before I bring this program to a close. I will blame those who deserve to be blamed tonight. And get your pen and piece of paper and write it down somewhere. And you'll be shocked. The people, the reason why Nigeria is suffering today is because of Yoruba people. That is the truth. And I'll prove it to you. Write it down. Yoruba politicians, their media, hey, their commentators, the so-called intellectuals, they are the reason why Nigeria is in a mess. Number one reason, or number one proof. Do you see what is happening today with Osibajo? It has happened before. And Google it. The name of the man is Brigadier Ogundipe. O-G-U-N-D-I-P-E. Brigadier Ogundipe. Google it. He should have replaced Ironsi. The same Fulani people pointed a gun at him. And he left, accepted to be a diplomat. They shipped him to England. Number one. Osibajo is now missing. Osibajo is missing. Number two, again, no. Are Yorubas asking after him? No. They are afraid of the Fulani. Yoruba is afraid of the Fulani. They are terrified. They are scared. It's only one or two or three people. This young man, Maegu, that is, I pray there are people like him will come up. That's the ones I'm waiting for. No, I have not said anything. They are the ones I'm waiting for. Then there will be a proper Oduduwa and Biafra alliance. Not the field right now is empty. There is nobody there. What you have are charlatans, cowards to the core. Listen, Osibajo is missing like Ogundikpe. They're not asking after him. Another Yoruba man, Gowon, Awolowo, walked with Gowon, killed 5 million Biafrans. Now listen to what Awolowo did. Why Yoruba is the problem of Nigeria. Listen carefully, please. Why, if you don't have light tonight, you blame the Yoruba. They are the problem. I have proof now. Ogundikpe number 1. Awolowo walked with Gowon. Awolowo killed 5 million Biafrans through hunger and starvation and direct violence. He wasn't happy. Awolowo was not happy. He wasn't happy. Awolowo went further to take our money. But funny enough, they did not take the money belonging to the father of Nnyamwodo by his own admission. Every family suffered after the war. They took all our money. But in Nwodo's family, their money was intact. Showing you that they're saboteurs. That's how you know Sabo now. When I said it before, they didn't believe me. From his own mouth. Their own money was still in the bank. But everybody's money was taken. Why did they not take his money? Because his family are known saboteurs. Those of you that call yourself elders, open your ears and listen carefully. The fact that you're old doesn't mean you have common sense. Doesn't mean that. And then we'll go, okay, you believe it. Somebody can be old and foolish. You see, this generation, we will not forgive you people. You are a disgrace and a disappointment for 50 years. For 50 good years, you waited for your children, no, your grandchildren, to come and fight this very battle for you. And even now we are fighting it, common help you cannot offer. How wicked are you people? You claim you're elder. Bring me palm wine. Bring me hot drink. Listen, Yoruba, listen carefully. Yoruba, Awolowo killed 5 million Biafrans. None of you were remorseful. At the end of the war, Yorubas were jumping up and down and dancing in Lagos. That Biafra had been defeated for no reason. We are not at war with them. We don't hate them. The same Yorubas drove Azikiwe away from Lagos, destroying the so-called one Nigeria. It was Awolowo that did it. Yoruba man. Whereas a Fulani man served in Enugu 2 times as mayor. Nobody drove him away. It was Awolowo that drove away Zik. And Zik won. They brought tribalism and they drove Zik away. They pursued him. And he left. And he returned to come and remove Eyoeta. And the same Yorubas went to Eyoeta and said to him that Igbos are domineering. But when they chased Zik away from Ibadan, they were not domineering. No. It was only when Zik came back and took his position from Eyoeta that they started complaining. Because Yoruba wants the destruction of an Igbo man. For a Yoruba man, the destruction of an Igbo man is the highest achievement of his life. Fulani can get away with murder. For a Yoruba man to have an Igbo man beneath him is the highest achievement in life. People won't tell you this, I'll tell you. I'm NNAMDI KANU. I tell you what you don't want to hear. This is the truth. Go back and think tonight. By tomorrow morning, you thank me. I'm not saying it that hatred may reign. I'm saying it that you may change for your own good. Because Fulanis are coming for you. Now, listen very carefully. After what Awolowo did, Obasanjo came. Obasanjo, a Yoruba man, handed power over to a Fulani man. And you know the funniest thing? Obasanjo did not vote for UPA. He never voted for his own brother, Awolowo. That was why they didn't vote for him either in 1999. We continue. Yoruba. After that debacle, then Shoneko came in. Shoneko is a Yoruba man. Shoneko took power or legitimized the stealing of Abiola's mandate. This June 12th, you're jumping up and down. A Yoruba man, Shoneko betrayed his own brother. I hope it's very clear now. Now, we must continue. After that, when it was the turn of the Yorubas, because of what happened to Abiola, they called their favorite pet, Obasanjo, come, take it. It's you we trust. And when Obasanjo finished, he handed that same power back to the Fulanis in Yaradua. Good. After Obasanjo left, Jonathan came. Jonathan is a Biafran. Who do you think was instrumental in the defeat of Jonathan? It's not Obasanjo. He tore up his PDP membership card. He said, vote for a Fulani man, Buhari. Have you all forgotten? He's a Yoruba man. And then after that, Tinubu came with Shoyinka. There's a Sovereign National Conference, restructuring, Sovereign National Conference. Today, no more restructuring. They are waiting to become president in 2023 with all the fraud going on in the zoo. We continue. Obasanjo handed power over to Yaradua. You all know that. Now I want to ask the Yorubas. Yoruba, I love you. I may be critical, but I still care about you because I want you to change. Yoruba, tell me one church pastored by an Igbo man that you go to. The same way we go to Redeem or Winners or whatever, or Deeper Life. I say, name one Igbo church that Yorubas attend, or Yorubas make up 20% of the congregation. None. I say none. Where do I start and where do I finish? Which business run by a Biafran have the Yorubas ever invested in? The answer is none. And the Yorubas since 1960. Have the Yorubas ever voted for an Igbo man before? A Biafran? Even Jonathan, did you vote for him? I will ask Yoruba again. Have you ever voted for an Igbo man before since 1960? Yoruba? Simple question. But Igbos voted for Abiola, didn't they? The same was they voted for Basanjo 2 times. Even against the Kweme in the primaries. I want to ask Yoruba, have you ever voted? I want to prove to you that what I'm saying is not born out of malice. I want to prove it to you. That your hatred for an Igbo man is unreasonable, is unfounded. It shouldn't happen in the first place. Yoruba, you must change. You must change. I don't know, maybe it's due to the undue influence of Yoruba Muslims. You are now telling me that as a race of 70 million people, the only duty you now owe to yourself is 2023. So Aisha can be doing anything she likes. People can be dying. There are bandits everywhere. Terrorists everywhere. Kidnapping. Christians being slaughtered every day. Persecution. Everything happening. So Yoruba, you're telling me 70 million of you will just keep quiet until 2023? Is that what you're saying? Because of presidency? Because of money? You sell your soul to the devil? Yoruba, you will sell your soul to the devil? Oh dear. Oh dear. They say we don't respect people. If you go to Japan, they respect their elders. Of course they do. But if you're an elder and you mess up in Japan, they will come to you and tell you to go and commit suicide. That's what they will tell you. Harakiri, they call it. You go and commit suicide. It's the most honorable way to die. If you're an elder and you're a fool, you can commit suicide. That's why they respect that. You cannot expect me to respect an elder that says the truth and decides to follow lies. Yoruba, I'm asking you tonight, is that boy in Asarok, is he Buhari? Is that boy in Asarok Buhari? Yoruba, answer me. If he is not Buhari, then what are you doing about it? As people that claim you fear God, you go to Pentecostal churches and all this nonsense. You fear God. Why are you people being so deceptive? Why this fraudulent nature you have to hide the truth? Because if we expose what is happening in Asarok, the world will give IPOB and NNAMDI KANU the credit. That's all. And you're a black man. And you're fighting against racism. You claim you want Nigeria to progress. Everyone should be in Nigeria. But look at the way you're behaving. This level of envy that you have, is it normal? This envy, this level of envy, is it normal for a human being? That the downfall of a race is all you exist for. Forget about who takes the credit. Go and tell the world, Yoruba newspapers, that Asarok is empty, so that your brother can go and take over. Tell the whole world, because people are dying. Your silence is killing people. Because of you, Mietiala is running rampage, because you have failed to acknowledge and to speak the truth. That is a fact of life. I wish young radical Yorubas can emerge. That's my prayer every day. People we can work with. Because this crop of people you have now, God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. They said the Nigeria is too weak to break, according to Governor Sulo Lamido, because the Yoruba media have allowed it to be that way. But there's something the man said which is correct. There is a confederation of corrupt criminals called politicians. Confederation. They know themselves. Do you think Ike Kremada wants Biafra to come? With all the money he has stolen, where is he going to steal money from them? If Biafra comes, which contract is he going to hijack? Which one? So you can never expect them to be part of what we are doing. Never. You don't expect Emeka Anyoku to be part of Biafra when he has Orient Oil making money. He lives in Lagos. He's enjoying Orient Oil money. He'll be thinking, being an Igbo man, he'll be thinking, hey, if I support Biafra now and Biafra comes, I will lose my oil field in Umweri and Aguleri. That's all. He's in Lagos, Fulani are killing his people, He doesn't care. He has interest in Orient Oil. That's what matters to him. And he's an elder statesman. Only in Africa, an elder statesman who is worse than Lucifer. The likes of Edwin Clark. There is something they're bringing now with Sahara reporters, there's a nonsense game. Oh, that Buhari is sick, there's a telephone conversation, Buhari is sick. Do you think you're dealing with children? If it is time to announce to the world that Buhari is no more, you tell us straight, not all this game, telephone conversation between Haruna and Idris. That is rubbish. You can deceive people with it. Not us, you can deceive me. That telephone conversation was staged to plant it in your useless zoo brain. That Buhari is sick. Buhari is dead in Saudi Arabia. Now you're looking for a way to try and patch things up. But the problem is that Tinubu doesn't want Osinbajo to take over. So you're in a quagmire. Zoo has come to an end. This level of lies told by the Fulani makes the zoo unviable. I have started a campaign already, Twitter campaign, to plant it in the brain of every state in the world, every nation, that you people are evil and criminals. Subversion of the democratic process is an unpardonable crime anywhere in the world. And that is what Tinubu with the rest of Yoruba land have done with the Fulani. And we must expose them. We must expose them. And that brings us slightly towards the end of our program today. My goodness me. Because we are going to mount a very sustained campaign in the media, because you cannot trust Yoruba media. Some of you ask me, but we have not seen you in CNN. Do you know why we are not in CNN? Yoruba are the ones causing it. How? Because Bukola Adebayo is the CNN correspondent for the southern part of Nigeria. Bukola Adebayo. He will never write about Biafra. Bukola Adebayo, he's the CNN correspondent. He will never write about Biafra. These are the people that Satan is using to suppress this march to freedom. So don't blame CNN. It's Yoruba. Yoruba is causing it. Their hatred for an Igbo man is you cannot understand it. Why? I have no idea. Yoruba came to this life just to hate an Igbo man. That's their job. That is their job. Those of you asking us, why can CNN never carry our news concerning Yoruba is the problem. Yoruba is the problem. I don't know why. And our people in Nollywood, they could have used Nollywood movies to promote what we are doing. They're busy talking rubbish. Nonsense. Rubbish talking jazz. Yoruba is using their media. Yoruba use their media to get all of you to be attending Deeper Life Church, Winners Chapel, Redeem. They use their media to tell you that they're all doing miracles. Oh, these are former Muslims. Former Muslims, they saw money in Christianity and they came to Christianity. It's the truth. Our own, the little Nollywood we control, is ever talking now. They demonize our own culture. Something that we are not. All the fetishness, all the rubbish. Promote your people. If you cannot write the script, there are those who can write it. Promote your people. They cannot do it. We're talking jazz every day. Talking about one Nigeria. Mad people. I heard my voice has broken. As I knew it would. This very evening I'm announcing that every IPOB family unit in the world, because we are going to bypass the Yoruba media. It's a strategy. You know, we are master strategists. Everybody who is a Biafran, friends of Biafra all over the world, there is going to be a campaign in the next 4 weeks. As long as you use a smartphone, you must be on Twitter and Facebook. Including our grandmother. If you're buying your grandmother a smartphone, make sure you download Twitter. Somebody will tweet for her. We are going to bypass Yoruba media and take our message to the whole world. Anything I ask you to do, please do it. We are going to appoint a media officer attached to every family unit in the whole world. And I will also appoint somebody in the DOS to be responsible for the work that people are doing. Their job is, anywhere a Biafran owns a smartphone in the world, you download Twitter for them. They must follow me, and you must follow each other. Very, very important. And then you see how we'll collapse the zoo with relative ease. That time, Yoruba media becomes impotent. They can no longer stop us. We are now going to take our news to the whole world. Me just writing it is not enough. We need critical mass. I am telling you that Twitter is even more potent than Facebook. Facebook is for gossiping. Where we fight, I love the fight anyway. Because if I don't have any enemy, I'm not very happy. I love enemies. The more they are, the better for me. That is why we are at the top of our game. That is the trick. The reason why IPOB is preeminent is because we love fighting. Bring it on, we'll fight. Even when things are very normal, everybody is loving each other. I put trouble in. I love trouble. Because without trouble, you become complacent. I'm telling you the truth. So we must have Twitter. Everybody must be on Twitter. Everybody. Once your phone is a smartphone, you must be on Twitter. That is how we defeat the zoo. Especially those in America. At least those of you in America, if you cannot support what we are doing or buy us weapons, at least go on Twitter. It's free. in America is free. Go on Twitter, please. Do something. America, let shame catch you. Try and do something. At least go on Twitter. That's the least you can do. That's what you can do. And this very day as well, I must clarify the hierarchy, or should I say our structure in IPOB, very, very important, so we understand. IPOB starts from a family meeting, a small unit. And from these units, we get zones. Every 4 units can then form a zone. Or as the case may be, when it's too much, we can now have, say, 10 units can then form a zone. Where there is only 1 unit, it continues to operate as a unit and can never be referred to as a zone. A zone is more than 4 units together. That was what makes up a zone. So a unit is headed by a unit coordinator. A zone is headed by a zonal coordinator. And then in Biafra land, we have the LGAs, we have the senatorial. But for countries like the UK that operate a parliamentary system, we have the regions. We have the national coordinators overseeing the nations, and we have our continental reps overseeing the continent. We have our DOS, and then we have the office of the deputy leader, and then you have my humble self. That is how IPOB is structured. So if you're in the USA, you either belong to a unit, a zone, a state, or not all. That is how it should be anyway. You must belong to a unit to belong to a zone. You must belong to a zone to belong to a state. You must belong to a state to belong to be part of the family all across the USA. And this evening, I cannot thank you enough for persevering and for staying and for listening to us. There are many things that we have gone through, but I think I'll continue that on Wednesday. I must thank you for listening. And if you are Yoruba or if you're a zoo animal, by tomorrow I expect you to change and jettison your petty jealousy and embrace the truth, because Aso Rock is empty. And because we have been mandated to speak the truth, that is what we will speak at all times, without fear nor favor. That is why this very evening, it gives me pleasure to say that it's been an honor serving you, and this truth will continue to preach until Biafra is restored and beyond. I thank you all very much for listening, and from me, from here, it is good evening.